Hi, Brian. How are you?
Hey, Robin, I'm very well.
Yeah, Brian, and thank you very much. You're the business expert on the sixth session of the A4E Business Financial Mastery educational campaign. And your session is all about productivity and order. Brian, isn't that huge in terms of determining the success or otherwise of our entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think when it comes to productivity and order, the critical component is the resource of time, which is the one constant resource that everyone has. We can get more money, get more people, do all types of other things, but at the end of the day, we all have 1,440 minutes a day. And I think the critical component is what are we doing in that time? So when we look at order, it becomes critical to organizational order in terms of developing processes and being very clear and documenting how we do things. And that's critical to productivity in other people. And when we're looking at our own productivity, it's very much around identifying what's truly most important and making sure every day and every hour that we spend that we focus in on the things that are going to have the greatest impact on the future of the business.
Brian, and isn't that where it all so often tends to come a cropper is the entrepreneur gets to his desk and the phone rings and there's this customer and that and this staff member and this supplier, and at the end of the day days just repeat themselves and there's not that growth or improvement or that transition from a business that really keeps you captive to something which becomes a true enterprise and which shifts people's lives, including that of the owner.
Yeah, I think we talk about putting out fires, and like so often, it feels like every day in a business is like putting out fires and just dealing with challenges and chasing your tail. But the truth is, the solution to that is order. The solution to that is, working today on resolving the problems of the future. And so a lot of people say, but Brian, I don't have the time. And you say, well, you're the only person that can control that. So if you don't make the time to do the important things, well, then you're going to struggle. And the truth is, like my good friend Dr. John DeMartini says, if you don't, and this is very paraphrased in my own sort of way of saying it, but if you don't fill your life with meaningful, important things, it'll fill itself with meaningless, unimportant things. So you're going to be busy no matter what. The question is, what are you doing? How are you spending that time? And that's the critical component, I think, where most entrepreneurs fall flat, is really identifying what's truly most important in order to go out there and maximize the use of their time.
And just on a practical level, Brian, isn't that about saying, okay, I need to do planning, I need to look ahead. So actually set aside time and do that and dedicate time maybe once a week to really working what you, and I think you call it working on your business instead of in your business. And that can have a huge leverage or multiplier effect in terms of the success of that business.
Yeah, I think it's very much that. I mean, like Stephen Covey says, we're addicted to urgency and we play this game where we think that all the crazy stuff is so important when it's not important. And if we don't create a consciousness around that, we get stuck. So instead of living in your inbox and letting constant disruption come into your life, live in your calendar and actually go out there and allocate time, make appointments to yourself to do the things that are important and honor them, make them non-negotiable. Because if we don't make the time to do critical components that take our business to the next level, and they're often things that don't give you immediate gratification, because they're things we have to plant seeds and nurture over time in order to see the change like in a few months time. And that's the problem. If we don't make that time and we don't put that effort in consistently, we just stay stuck. It's like running around a track, in a sports field. You end up in the same place you started year after year. And I think that's how most people feel. So we have to do it differently, and that's in our hands. No one's going to take control of that for us.
Brian, thank you very much for participating on this program. Thank you for everything you do for entrepreneurs in your organization. Where's the best place for our listeners and viewers to get hold of you and your organization, Real Entrepreneur?
I think the most important thing is just to go to realentrepreneur.co. So realentrepreneur.co, just co, not za, not com. And that's our website. There's a lot of resources on there. There's a lot of resources and time as well, and order. And then obviously you can contact us through there as well. So go and take advantage of that. Realentrepreneur.co.
Gee, Brian, thanks very much. And yes, the awesome resources on your website. And thanks very much for your contribution and for assisting our listeners.
It's a pleasure, my friend, and I look forward to working with them in the near future.
Okay, awesome. Cheers for now.
Bye.